Hey there, mama friend, and welcome to the 5-Minute Mom Podcast, where we'll talk about real life, real faith, real fast. For today's show notes or to get free Monday Mom Devotionals, visit audrahaney.com. Well, hey friends, welcome back to the podcast. Well, do you ever feel like God is calling you to something important, something Christ-honoring, something to change our generation, to feed hungry souls, but there isn't enough? Maybe you feel like you don't have enough time, help, space, money, or talent. Maybe it seems that there aren't enough people that support you. There isn't enough courage in your heart. I know that I've certainly felt that way at times in my own calling and giftings. I have felt as if I had just a little bit more of fill in the blank, then I could really obey God with confidence. Just a couple of days ago, I was reading a story that I've read and heard over and over since childhood. It was the miracle of Jesus feeding the 5,000. I've known all the main details, that there was a big crowd and only 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. But after the disciples distributed it all, there was more than enough to feed the crowd. There was actually leftovers. But here's a couple of details that I never really let marinate before. The first is Jesus was still reeling from the death of John the Baptist. He was grieving and he was trying to get alone to process. It says that he withdrew to a desolate place, but the crowds followed him. Talk about not having enough in your tank. That very day, Jesus, being fully God, but also fully human, could have said, I don't have enough left in me to worry about others today. But instead, he had compassion and moved ahead anyway. Secondly, he asked the disciples what they had, and after they announced a dismal 5 loaves and 2 fish, here's what he said: bring them to me. I think today Jesus wants to ask you, what do you have? Just one idea? Just the time that comes with your baby's nap? Just 5 minutes or $5? 2 friends? Just a broken past? Just a bleak future? Just the courage to take one step? Today, I think Jesus says, bring it to me. Friends, we don't have to turn away a multitude of hungry souls that our gifts were meant to feed because of lack. In fact, I love that Jesus turns around and thanks God for what was there, even the lack, maybe especially the lack, because it set the stage for a miracle. And it set the stage for the crowd to see the power and the abundance of God. As the Apostle Paul so perfectly says in 2 Corinthians 12:9, most gladly, therefore, I will rather boast about my weaknesses, so the power of Christ may dwell in me. Today, we may have lack, but with thanks, we can bring it to Jesus and rejoice today in all that He can do with it. So that's the end of our 5 minutes. Please tune in again soon. If you want to learn more about me or sign up for the podcast newsletter or get a free devotional, visit audrahaney.com. And if you enjoyed this, would you please leave a quick review? Reviews are so important for podcasters, and it helps more moms find us, and it would be a great blessing.